All right, welcome to the CoVis Codex. I am going to ask you some questions and try to get to know you better. And the first question is a simple one. It's who are you and what do you do?
Who am I? Patrick John Stevens. I added the John as I introduced myself because there's other Patrick Stevens out there when you Google search. And so it's a way to make sure people find the right one.
It's also more distinguished.
Oh, yeah. So,
Patrick John Stevens.
I like it that way. But yeah, that was the reason. So I founded VoterSnap last year. I would say I'm an entrepreneur. Is really what I am. I love solving problems and problems that really make a difference in people's lives, not just random problems.
Right, not Facebook.
Facebook, I mean, ultimately, I think does solve a lot of problems. It kind of creates some too, but if it's used properly or used in some situations, I think it really does solve a lot of problems.
Cool. Well, in line with Facebook, I'm going to ask you some questions, just normal, common, who are you, what do you do, questions to get to know you better. And I think I already said that like 3 times. But the first one will be, where did you grow up?
Where did I grow up? I grew up in St. Joseph, Missouri. You familiar with it?
Yeah.
So a couple hours south of Omaha. Lived there till I was 21 years old. I moved up here for a business opportunity. But yeah, I literally had a St. Joseph address, but lived on the southern part of St. Joseph to where I went to a small country school. So I graduated with 48. Because it was so small, it wasn't like I was athletically amazing at anything, but because we had such a small class, I was able to letter in like every sport I played, and it was fun. I enjoyed it. But yeah, so I grew up in St. Joseph. It's a town that I would say a lot of the best talent leaves. So Omaha talks about trying to keep their talent here. I saw, like, in St. Joseph, it's, like, rampant. If there is anybody that's really talented, typically they move somewhere else.
Or do they go to the coast?
So, like, I'm just thinking off the top of my head, New York City is where some really talented people went, some of the more creative people. Some of them just travel all over the world. Kansas City's usually pretty prevalent destination since it's only an hour south.
Yeah.
And then there's a few of us who have moved up here to Omaha. So I'm sure there's a number of people that are still talented that live there as well. But it's definitely, I would say, the majority of people that are trying to be makers and creators and chase big dreams, they typically leave because it's not really they haven't created an atmosphere or a density to where it's conducive to a lot of great collisions and connections and financing and a lot of things like that. So, yeah.
Right. How long have you been in Omaha?
Well, I'm 31 now, so it'd be 10 years.
Wow.
So I've made it my home. I've learned to love Omaha. Whereas when I initially moved here, it seemed pretty boring. I think the more I've got into the startup community is when I really started to fall in love with the city more. I'm not sure why. I think maybe part of it's just giving back to the community, but part of it's a lot of the leaders in the Omaha startup community. I've recognized that they are very inclusive. For the most part, and they care about the city and want it to be better, and I was attracted to that. And I would say also on top of that, I started serving more at my church, and so just serving the city more in general, and I started falling in love with it. So I've been here about 10 years and trying to make it better myself.
Wow, that's cool. Yeah, the more you get involved, the more invested you are.
Yeah. Totally agree with that.
Other than your parents, who has been the most influential person in your life?
Ooh. So I'll break this up into two parts. So the first one would be my relationship with Jesus Christ, and some would say that's not a person. I'll give everybody opportunity to believe what they want, but that would be the most influential especially over the last 10 years. And then in that time frame as well, I had a mentor of mine, a good friend named Nate, who was really like a big brother that was somebody I could look up to as an example, as a father, as a businessman, as a friend. Even though we were completely different in personality, he was somebody that I could look to that when, I could go to with any question or anything like that. And so that was kind of the thing that propelled me to where I am today. And so, yeah, I'd say that's...
Do you still keep in touch with him at all?
Yeah, we're friends.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. A fun one. What's the best concert you've ever been to?
Best concert?
Do you go to concerts?
I've been to a few concerts. I wouldn't say I go to a lot. It was a rock fest back when I was 19 or 20. Yeah, I think it was in Kansas City. It was it was an outdoor concert, 2 stages. Some of my favorite bands at the time were playing. Let's see here. Shinedown was there. Crossfade was there. Breaking Benjamin was there. So a lot of bands that were just kind of peaking at that time were there.
Yeah.
And so I think that was like even before they released Simple Man, Shinedown did. Like on their album, they played it there. That was cool. And the thing I remember most about it was like the place was packed and it was muddy. So I did my first bit of mosh pitting, which was great as an offensive lineman because you just get a low base and you let people come at you and then you just deflect them. So I had fun with that. It's not like it was silly, but it was a good experience. But basically they play it like this. It was like an interlude and there's like huge crowd, but he parted the Red Sea, if you will. Like it was just cool how he was like as he did this with his hands, like all the people just...
Oh, that's cool.
And it was just like, I was at a vantage point where I was like, oh my gosh, that was really neat. So I guess that was like the most memorable concert I've been to. I wouldn't necessarily say it's the best or anything, but it's the one I remember.
Yeah, it sticks out. Yeah. Okay. What's the scariest thing you've ever done?
Long-term scary, like I don't know how this is all going to go type of thing, was probably deciding not to get a full-time job and make VoterSnap a reality last year. I was laid off from working at a startup that was based out of New York City. And a few days before I got laid off, I was literally like, okay, God, if there's one thing I accomplish this year, just one thing I accomplish, I want to make VoterSnap a reality, where I'm really solving this problem of uninformed voting. And this idea and this vision that I've had is created. And literally I got the opportunity to make that happen a couple days later when I got laid off. So deciding, okay, I know how much runway I have as far as like financially is concerned, and it's kind of risky. I would say that's, and not knowing how it was all going to come together and where things would even go after that. So I say that's probably like one of the scarier long-term plays. Short-term, I would say it's probably... short-term is probably just asking a girl out that you've been thinking about for a while.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, that type of a...
That's pretty scary.
I don't know. I don't know why. It's like you build them up in your mind, and you're like, oh, they're amazing. And all of a sudden, it's like, oh, that was not too difficult.
Right.
Yeah, so.
Cool. Do you have a favorite movie?
I don't have one favorite movie. Say it went from, like, RoboCop when I was younger to Ghostbusters to Lion King to Aladdin to Avatar to the Matrix trilogy.
So whatever's hot at the box office.
Yeah, not necessarily the box office. It's just the one. I would say the ones that I would watch over and over again because they were that good. And so, yeah, that's and I would say probably the most recent one that I would say is my favorite is probably Guardians of the Galaxy. It's one I've watched multiple times. I really like it.
Yeah, I don't usually watch movies more than once, but I've seen that one a few times.
Yeah.
How about a favorite book?
Favorite book. The two that have been in 2015, since it's still early, the two that I've read this year that have been really, really good is a book called Traction, which is a marketing book. There's a couple of with that title, but it's a yellow title. You can find it on Amazon. The other one's Hooked, which is about creating habit-forming products, which is really, really good. I would say, just as far as favorite books in general, I like personal development. So any book by Og Mandino is really good. Really, really good. I would say any book you read of Napoleon Hill, like Think and Grow Rich, would be something. You might not take everything from it, but it has the ability to change your life in a book. And then the Bible, I would say.
Right.
Those are the ones I read the most.
Cool. If you could instantly master a new skill, what would it be?
Oh. Okay, so I would love to be in a position where I could masterfully persuade others, not to hurt them, but basically to accomplish something. I almost said to code or basically that stuff, but I'm like, if I could literally say, okay, here's the mission, here's some really great people, here's some finances, and just be a masterful persuader of just saying, here's how this benefits you. And so I understand sales, but it's like some people are just naturally gifted at the art of persuasion, to where it benefits everybody. That's kind of my philosophy. Is it's got to be a triple win. It's got to be a win for you, it's got to be a win for me, and it's got to be a win for a mutual customer or a person that we're trying to help. If any one of those three are not met, the deal's shot. And so when I say persuasion, I mean it's got to be in that context. And so if I could just master that skill, that would be awesome, because then you could get a lot more accomplished and a lot faster.
Yeah. And
solve a lot more problems, and I think I'll have a lot more fun too.
Cool. Do you karaoke?
Only when convinced by Shauna Dorsey that I need to go. And I know you know Shauna. She's a karaoke queen. Yeah, that's the only time I've karaoke'd, and I probably won't go again for a long time. My voice is... I wasn't gifted with that skill.
It's okay, that's what the alcohol's for. What would you like to be known for? Convincing people to do stuff.
No. You know that I was a man of honor, a man of integrity, that I served my family, my faith, my God. I was consistent. I was a good example, a good friend, somebody that gives back more than they try to get, somebody that left, known to leave a legacy for not just my family but for the community. So yeah, that's what I'd like to be known for.
Cool. What is your favorite party game? It could be a board game, card game.
So, I really don't do a whole lot of party games, but I would say my favorite game in general is poker, specifically Texas Hold'em. I haven't played in a really long time, but even when I did play, I played a lot before I turned 21, and I was pretty good at it, and I was definitely my favorite game. There was just so many... tactical, strategic, and psychological parts of the game that just made it, I could play for 8-10 hours and it wouldn't, I wouldn't get tired. was the craziest thing I've ever experienced. I did that for a number of years, but yeah, that was fun.
Why'd you stop playing cards?
My priorities changed. But as far as games are concerned, it was an income source at one point in time.
Really?
I wouldn't say it wasn't my full-time income source, but if I continued down that path, I probably could have made it. I would say another one of my favorite movies, backtracking, is Rounders. Have you seen Rounders?
Yeah, the card game.
Yeah. No, Rounders, the one about poker.
Right.
Yeah. Matt Damon and Edward Norton. Mm-hmm. So I probably watched that with a friend when I was younger, like 50 times. We had like quotes from the movie, but yeah. So that was my favorite movie.
That's a good one. All right. You probably already answered this, but how would your friends describe you?
My friends would say that I'm a connector, that I love people, and I love giving and serving. I'm creative. I'm innovative in a way. I do things off the beaten path, and I'm trustworthy and loyal. So that's some of the words that they would say.
That's what they would say?
Yeah.
Do you agree with them?
For the most part, yeah.
Have you ever broken any bones?
Yes. When I was a baby, I broke my leg. I think I was jumping off a table. Like, I just would climb up here.
As a baby?
Yeah, one.
Oh, okay.
I'd do that. I broke my wrist at least once. I know I've broken my nose, not because I know when I broke it, but because it's crooked.
You don't remember breaking it?
I remember getting punched in the nose before. I remember playing football and, getting hit in the face. I remember lots of times getting hit in the face, but I don't remember specifically when it broke. I just look back at pictures and I'm like, straight.
Wait a second.
Crooked. And I'm like, I don't know when it happened, but it is definitely something on my to-do list when I have a lot of money is get that thing straightened out.
Really?
It's not terrible.
Yeah, I wouldn't have even noticed it.
I broke my collar. I cracked my collarbone. That one made me sick in my stomach.
All right. The last question is, do you have anything to pitch?
Anything to pitch? I would say if you live in Lincoln, Nebraska, and you're watching this before April and May of 2015, that you register to vote in Lincoln, and that to get informed, there's lots of great resources. At VoterSnap, you basically can put in your address and get an exact replica of your ballot, and then get a quick pitch from the candidates that are going to be on there. Got mayors, city council people, airport authority people, as well as school board members. And if they choose not to participate, which is unwise for them, there'll be at least a picture and a party so that you have something to go off of instead of just a name. And so in the future, we're going to be improving that. So I would say that's the first request. The second request would be is if you're in Omaha or Lincoln or really the Silicon Prairie, let's continue to build and work together and collaborate. And, I think it was Paul Jarrett at Bulu Box. I mean, there's tons of people doing a lot of great stuff of promoting the area, but he recently talked about, he put a post that talked about how we need to, talk about our successes and teach about the things that we're learning to each other and really support each other and build each other up so that we can have really a dynamic community to where not only people don't want to leave to go to San Francisco or Austin or New York City or other cities or whatever, whether it be individually or corporations that start here, but that we're drawing talent here because of the uniqueness and the qualities of people and the things, the dynamics that we bring to the table. And so it all starts with us supporting each other. And he's even thought of a hashtag said "Bang the Drum," which is basically an opportunity when you know of somebody that's doing good things or succeeding or has some PR, It's kind of uncomfortable for a lot of us to want to share that and promote that ourselves, but if we have a good community to build each other up, I think that can be really great. So there's a lot of really amazing, talented people in Omaha that I know that just need to, people just need to talk about it more. And, and we need to teach each other the things that we're learning and the things we failed from so that we can continue to get better. So those are my requests.
Wow, awesome. Good deal. VoterSnap.com?
Yes.
That's the website? Okay.
Yep. That'll be the site for now for the landing pages to sign up early. And then as soon as your ballot is ready, you'll receive an email. I'm looking to start building up a text message base as well. So you'll just get a text with your link to your profile or your ballot.
Nice.
So that you just basically automatically, without you even thinking, you'll get a text with a link and it's all ready for you. It's for free for voters. It's for free for candidates. Nonpartisan, nonprofit. And we're making some more changes and then start building some additional tools for the candidates and campaigns in the future. And the vision has always been to solve and cure the world of uninformed voting. So,
good mission.
Yeah, absolutely. And so we aren't the tool to make you a super informed voter. We're the tool to get you going in the right direction and make it easy to start the process. And so we're excited.
Cool. Awesome. Well, thanks, Patrick, for being on the show.
Yeah, appreciate it.
And thanks, everyone, for watching and listening. Thanks for watching the CoVis Codex. I'm SkidVis, and I hope you enjoy watching this show as much as I enjoy making it. If you'd like to see more episodes like this, please subscribe to the YouTube channel and help spread the word by liking and sharing on Twitter and Facebook. Also, I'm always looking for new questions and guest ideas, so please feel free to post your suggestions in the comments section. Thanks again. Peace out.